Hello everyone, I'm Havoc, and this is Factorio Space Exploration Plus. For this episode, we've got a few things to do. If you notice to my right on the screen here, our plastic is starting to get break in the line, and we're getting a lot less sulfur going down the line. And we need these items to make a lot of the space-based materials. And if we go up here and take a look at this, you'll see we are running low on petroleum gas. It's not moving quick enough into these tanks. So what we need to do is ramp up our production, because the speed in which this moves between tanks is based off of the difference between the tanks. If this one has a lot, it will push into the other tank faster, and so on and so forth down to where we need it. So we can look up here and say, crude oil. I've got loads of it. That's definitely not the problem. These pipes, crude oil going in, are filled. Water going in are filled. All the way down, they're 70 to 80%, some of them higher. So the issue is we either don't have enough refineries, or we can really need to module them and beacon them. And I'm going to go with, I've got a lot of them. Down through here. I think it was 30. I may not have added those 3 extra now that I'm thinking about it. I remember we had 27, and I wanted to add 3 more to make it around 30. But at this point, that's a lot of refineries. I'm just thinking we need to go up there and module it to make it run faster. But I also need to grab a few things that we are running low on, and that's going to be our different splitters and belts. And we're going to go ahead and try and grab 2 full stacks of those. I have a lot of normal inserters, so we need to find a good home for some of these and grab... we're good on everything there except for the stack inserters. But I want to primarily get a bunch of speed modules and production modules, productivity modules, and go put them where they need to go. So let's grab some more beacons, and then the modules are made right here. The productivity and speed 3 modules are made right there. I have the bots bringing everything. Also, you'll see my steel line is running low. So this episode is going to be dealing with bottlenecks. We are going to go everywhere we can and fix as many bottlenecks in our system as we can, so that things will have the resources they need. Because you're going to start noticing, as we're ramping up production in space-based items, it's going to just destroy our resources and our buffers that are built up. And then things will start crawling along. And that's not what we want. So we'll run up here. Like I said, the first thing we're going to do is fix our oil production. I don't want to see these getting so empty. What I'm thinking here is, I can hit 3 of these with a single beacon. I just run down through here, and I'll power them as well, because I know they're blinking saying they're not powered. And here's a good sign. I have 1 more, and if I'm powering 3 apiece, 10 would be 30, so we still only have 27. That's okay. 27 is still a lot. So I'll come in here, and that will make these really fast. But I don't just want to move really fast, I also want to be productive. So we'll throw our productivity modules in as well. And that's still faster. So if you look at this, the crafting speed is 2. It's plus 100%. So we're moving twice as fast, and we're getting 24% productivity, which means every just over a 4th craft, you get an additional one. Which is wonderful. That'll help my crude oil last longer. crude oil is infinite. However, the longer you are tapping the oil, the more you take out of the ground, the slower you get it. The node never goes away, but it decreases in how much it gives per second in crude oil. So getting productivity going will give me more of the resources that I'm using for the same amount of oil we take out of the ground. And that'll mean we won't have to drill as much oil to get the same amount of products out. And that will help us in the long run. Bot's bringing us more replacement modules. It's a beautiful thing. But with that running, that should fix everything. Because now we not only have these running twice as fast, so it's essentially like I put down another 27, but we're getting the productivity. So it's another 27 plus 24% productivity on that, which is wonderful. And that should fix all the issues, especially because not only is that going to make more just straight petroleum gas, it will be making more light oil and heavy oil, which will then be getting cracked down into petroleum gas as well. So eventually, I think this should back up now with what we're producing. But it should also mean that this will no longer be hitting zero and stalling our chemical plants out. So the next order of business is going to be fixing our steel. And if I look down here at the map, it's because our iron is going to be a problem too. It's because we are starting to shrink our patch here. Not all of these drills are running anymore, and the ones that are running aren't producing enough to keep these lines full. So we're going to need to add to this. I want this to keep ticking, to keep running, and I just want to splice in some more iron. And I'm looking around. I've got 23 million right here, and I'm probably going to want to build in this area down here anyways, so mining this up will help us in that department. And then I know I have a lot of iron to the north. I have 98 million, 80 million, 85 million, you know, that's a couple 100 million. 200 and what, 85 and 80, that's 165 plus 98, so you're looking at close to 250 million, or a little over 250 million right there, plus another 48 million here. So we're looking really close to or at 300 million iron just above the base. That's just a crazy amount. I don't remember. I think this was 17 million when we first started the game, and we've used 12 million in all of the hours that we've been playing. Now, you can't do a really good representation of that because early game you're barely using resources, and then as the game rolls on and your production lines crank up, you start using more and more. So we are using more by the minute. But we need to grab miners, which I have right down here. And actually, let's look at this. I have researched better miners to begin with, all the way up to a Mark III mining drill. Can I do a Mark IV? What does a Mark IV take? Let's look this up. Drill. There's a Mark V. Goodness gracious. But the Mark IV I could do right now. I have all of those research science packs already being made. The only thing, I won't be able to do 5 yet because that one takes 1,000 of the space science. And I don't have 1,000 of that yet, but I could definitely do the Mark IV. And the reason that that's so good is if you look at it, down on the bottom of the little bar here that's explaining it, it says an incredible mining drill with very good base productivity. So the mining speed is 1.25 a second. The mining area is 5 by 5. That's the same as usual. But you see base productivity 35%, which means that the drill itself, before adding any modules in, gives 35% productivity. Then you also have your productivity from your research, that's global research that adds to it, plus modules that you can put in, which means you can get the productivity be really high. And now I want to see what's Mark 5 is 50% productivity base. That's crazy. Now the power consumption looks like it jumps drastically with each level, but this is definitely something I'm going to want to get into. And core mining as well. Core mining can give us resources that I can't find in patches here, like the vulcanite we can get through core mining, and we're going to need to look at getting into that soon. But for now, since I have these drills and I need the ore right this minute, we're just going to go ahead and use regular drills, get down there and get it moving so that we have some stuff going on. And also, I really don't like to do extremely long belts, but right now I think what I'm going to do, because I don't have a good unloading place, I guess I could make a train that comes out here, comes across and unloads right here. But I think I'm gonna do it the lazy way for now and run a whole lot of belts. And speaking of, I'm definitely gonna need more belts than what's in my inventory for this. So we will go grab them. Ooh, and that's right, looking in my inventory there, I realized I also would rather like to test out the weapons here. And I didn't mean to grab all of these belts. So let's put them back. We'll go with that many because we're going to need a lot. But I would really like to try out the Tesla gun, see what that looks like. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of fun. And you can see we have biter issues. I'm going to have to go around and blast them again. The poor spitters just don't have the resistances to make it. But the biters definitely have the resistances to make it to my base and do some damage. Let's see. So it's down and to the left from me right now. And there's a little bit of iron right here. I'm going to tap that too. In fact, let's go ahead and do this one right here. I'm right beside it. There's no sense in running off yet. I don't like those being offset because I'm going to put power poles in between and use undergrounds to go underneath them, so it will become an issue if they are offset. So go right there, and then I think that would be good. Let's see, did I do it right? I do believe so. And then here I can just go past where the belt will be, and it's no problem. And then same thing here, just stretch out past where the belt's actually going to land. I had a blueprint for drills, but because this one's so oddly shaped, I didn't feel like bothering with using the blueprint because it will not fit just right. Okay. Now this is not going to make very much. I think we're probably going to just combine all this down into one solid line. You don't need a splitter for that part. There, and that'll just give us one good line. And might just join that in right down here for simplicity's sake. I don't have any trains running on these lines, so I can walk across them without bothering to look. And I won't get absolutely destroyed. Oh, actually, I may have gotten rid of that blueprint I had made for the mining setup, and that's fine. We will just do it again here. I'll make it one good time, and then we can use it for all the rest of these. Whoa. Let's place in the right spot. Come on now. It's going to look kind of strange with that one sticking out down there at the end, but we are going to come in here and stick a power pole where it will power all of these machines every so often. And then we'll come back in and do the undergrounds like they need to be, just to skirt underneath our electric power poles. And there are different ways to do this, but this is just the way that I'm most accustomed to. It's what I usually do. So it's what I'm going to try and stick with here. Now, just grab a blueprint of that and tell my robots to get busy with it. And I don't need any of this. Ah, yes. And the robots won't do anything until I put the armor on that has the chip. It's this little chip right here, Nanobot Logistic Interface. It's what allows them to work inside of a robot logistic cell, which we're in a giant one because I have the robo ports all over the place. And I'll just come in and manually put those in, and a couple for this right here. And we will just splice these into here. Why didn't it place miners right here? Strange. It definitely should have. Power that up and that right there. Okay, let's make sure everything's working. And it should be. Looks good. Now we're just going to put some more of these down using our blueprint. And then I think that gives us full coverage. We don't need any of this out here. Putting it down as I'm trying to grab it. Pick it up. Okay, we're missing a few drills, I see. Which is okay, because we have a bunch of drills right over here that are not in use that we can rip up and move over here. Now, this is going to be a lot of lines. I'm going to want to grab this, and we're going to do, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's perfect. We're going to do an 8 to 8 balancer to balance all of these. That worked out great. Didn't even plan that either. Honestly, was not sure how many we were going to be able to put on this patch down here. Oh, and the robots are bringing the missing roboports, or miners. Isn't it a thing of beauty? I forgot that I am within range of the logistics network, which will put my robots to work for me. There we go. That's an 8 to 8 balancer. Now we just need to run a lot of belt out this direction. Okay, and what I'm going to do for that is definitely make use of my bots. Wish my nanobots moved a little bit faster now. Because we've got to go all the way over to here, and this is going to take a lot of stuff. But they're getting it. So I will run this over there and bring you all back in just a minute when that is taken care of. Alright, welcome back. So I've ran all the belts. I just connected up where we're tapping that iron down below our factory here. It's working its way up. Should be, yep, any minute now it'll hit. This is a 16 by 16 balancer, but I'm not using 8 of the outputs. I found a couple of 16 to 8 balancers, but I didn't like them all that much, so I decided to not use them and just go for 16 to 16, not using 8 of the outputs. And as soon as these start feeding in, these lines should really bulk up. And as long as I can provide the input a full red belt in, we should be getting 4 full red belts out again, and that'll fix our issue where we were running out of steel and iron plates. Yep, see, these lines have stopped, and now we are getting full red belt lines out. Perfect. And that will solve our issue there. And it'll take a little bit of time for it to back up down the lines, because we started to run low. And once these start backing up again and it starts fully saturating the belts that are going to our different production lines, we won't have any issues. Also, you'll probably notice I'm moving much faster. I went ahead and I made 2 exoskeleton legs and a portable RTG in order to help power them. And I'm actually only making enough power for one. I need to make another portable RTG. But in order to get that other portable RTG, I think I need low density structures. And our low density structures are hurting because we don't have enough steel. So you see, the chain of events that's causing the issues. But it should be fixed shortly. So, with that running, oh, but see, here's the other issue, is we're not getting full belts in. These belts combined with the last bit of these belts may be able to make full belts. We'll see. However, we are constantly getting attacked out here. So what I want to go do is swap out the Tesla gun and Tesla ammo. The shooting speed is 6 plus 5.4 per second, and the range is 10. But it doesn't really tell you the damage for it. So we're going to go and see what it does. Just run down here. Now that I think I move faster than the tank itself drives, as long as my batteries will hold. And that'll be a problem at nighttime as it turns night, because I have a lot of solar panels in my inventory, or in my armor, that were helping to power things. But that's okay. We can get out here real quick. And something else I should make for my armor is a jetpack module, because I'll be able to fly right over my wall. I just do that and then press J. That's really cool. Look at that. And the accelerate. This may be faster than walking. And I don't run into trees. Oh, but look at this. Can they hit me? Whoa! That's crazy. Oh, and they can definitely hit me. If they live long enough, Big Boy here is going to kill me if I don't take care of him. Wow. Okay, so I've got an idea. They can't go out into water, but I can flying. Yeah, okay. Tesla gun. Really, really cool. And if there's tech to increase the speed or damage on this, that will be crazy. Let's float out here. Heal, first of all, so I don't die. In fact, I can just hold on to the healing packs just in case there are some that can spit. Look at that. I can just shoot from the water out here. It's killing the worms and I'm outside their range. That is hilarious. Nope. And just when you thought you were going to get me. That's crazy. I like it. Where'd that other guy go? We are just burning through the ammo, though. I shouldn't just hold it down until we're nearby to something. Oh, mistakes were made. No, maybe not. Wow, and it shreds them. Okay, that's cool. I don't have any armor or shielding or anything, and that's probably a problem. I'll need to work on that and another fuel RTG. But look at this. I can just fly right over the water. I'm a robot. Don't mind me. I wonder what happens if you run out of the jetpack and land in the water. You probably just instantly die. And then your stuff will be sitting out there. So I don't want to test that. It's just a thought that occurred to me just then. But the jetpack's really cool. I feel like... And the acceleration is probably based off of the type of fuel that you use. Rocket fuel, nuclear fuel, or processed fuel. Now I want to make some nuclear fuel and see. Because the acceleration on processed fuel is 175% and top speed is 112. Nuclear fuel is a 250% acceleration and 115 top speed. Alright, well, that's fun. I like the jetpack. It's really neat. We're going to turn the legs off because I know I don't have the power to run them all the time. However, we made some good headway this episode. Look at that. The steel is coming back alive. That'll fix our productivity issues. We shouldn't have any more issues. Yeah, we are backed up on our sulfur and plastic here and nearly full on petroleum gas. That's doing great. So we made good progress today. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you all next time.